Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can make money on Webflow. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to start off super easy today with the easiest revenue stream that you can set up for yourself by using Webflow, and then we'll work our way up in increasing difficulty as we go. We'll talk a little bit about pros and cons of each one, and then we'll wrap it up at the end. All right, so here we go. All right, so the first revenue stream that you can set up for yourself using Webflow is just simple freelance work. So freelance work is probably the easiest way and the most common way that people start getting into making money with Webflow. There's a couple reasons for this. One, it's very flexible. You can do this all on the side of your current job. You can take on as much work as you want, as little work as you want. You get to pick the projects you want to do. You can turn away projects you don't want to do. It's very flexible in that regard. Secondly, you can really make a lot of money doing freelance work. If you are able to do 2 or 3 projects at a time, you can start making a couple $1,000s extra a month on the side. You're your own boss, you don't rely on anybody else, and again, you work whenever you want. And then thirdly, it's pretty simple to find clients who need freelance help. These are normally your smaller size clients with lower budgets, but in return for that lower budget and that lower cost that you're able to charge them, the projects are a little easier. You don't have to be a super crazy expert in Webflow to get these clients, and you can still make good money, especially if you start stacking 2, 3 projects on top of each other. Now, there's a couple downsides to freelance work. The main being, it's kind of hard to create consistent income. Some months you might have a bunch of projects, some months you might have no projects. So the income can fluctuate on a monthly basis, which makes it difficult to kind of plan for. Also, you don't really have a support team around you if you are weak in a certain area. So for example, I'm horrible at design work. I don't know how to design things. I'm not that creative. I'm just trash at it. That's just who I am. With freelance work though, you kind of have to be good at everything. So I don't have a designer I can reach out to and have them make me my assets and then I can develop the website. I kind of have to wear all the hats. So that's kind of a big downside of freelance work. But if you don't mind wearing all hats, if you don't mind the inconsistent income and you just want a quick, easy way to get into making money doing web design, freelance work is the option for you. Now, if you want to take your freelance work to the next level, that leads us to our second revenue stream in Webflow, which is create your own agency. So starting your own agency is kind of a natural progression after you've done freelance work for a while, because with freelance work, you kind of have a capped monthly income you can make. You only have so much time in the month. Maybe you can do 2, maybe 3 projects a month before you just run out of time. When you start your agency, you take this business model to the next level because you can scale. When you start an agency, you build a team around you that can support you and help you scale your business to the next level. So instead of you having to wear all your hats like you did in freelancing, now you can outsource some of your work to your team members. So maybe you're not a good designer, you hire a designer. Maybe you're not a good developer, you hire a developer. And then you can get a cohesive team working together to build websites at scale. That's the main pro about starting your own agency. And once your team starts working together as a cohesive unit, once you start tackling bigger projects, once you get better, you can really start charging a lot of money for the websites you're building. More so than you could when you were just a freelancer marketing yourself as a freelance worker. Now you're an agency, now you have a real company, now you have a brand identity, you can start charging big bucks to your clients. Now the main downsides of starting your own agency is it's not as flexible as freelance work. Remember, with freelance work, you could work whenever you wanted. You could work on the side of your 9-to-5 job, etc., etc. When you start your own agency, it really becomes your full-time job. You can't really do that on the side. So that's a transition that you're gonna have to decide if you want to make. You don't have to jump from freelance to agency work. You don't have to. It might not be for you. But if you do want to take that next step and you want to really build out a robust business around your website design and development, starting an agency is a great step. So whereas the first 2 options that we've talked about, freelance work and agency work, are more service-based revenue streams where you trade your time for money, these next 2 are going to be more productized revenue streams where you can make money while you sleep because you're selling a commoditized product. Okay, so the third way that you can make money in Webflow is to set up website templates and sell them. Now, this is not an easy option. You're gonna need a lot of experience inside Webflow, probably either by doing freelance work or by running an agency for a while and really getting into the nitty-gritty of building websites and naming conventions and things like that. But when you get to a good level in Webflow, when you become an expert, you can build and sell website templates for money. So you can come into the Webflow template marketplace here and actually scroll down and see that people are selling these templates for sometimes $130, $50, $80. They make the template once and then they sell it residually forever. So this is a nice passive income stream that you can set up in Webflow. Again, this is very difficult to get into because not only do you have to be an expert in Webflow and be able to make these templates look nice and up to a quality that people will actually want to buy them, Webflow actually requires you to fill out an application so that you are able to list your templates on their marketplace. They don't let anybody do this. You have to be very technically sound and a good designer for them to let you list your templates on their marketplace. So you actually have to fill out this application with Webflow before they'll let you do this. And as you can see, it's pretty complex. Like, you get to list 3 links to your Webflow projects. They go in, they review it all, they make sure that your classes are named correctly, that your websites are structured correctly. It's a lot. Now, if you can get over this hump, get approved to list on their marketplace, and then start listing your templates on their marketplace and selling them, you're kind of sitting on a gold mine because, again, you do all the work up front, and then people just residually and passively buy your templates for you, and it's a nice revenue stream. So our 4th revenue stream we're going to talk about today is another productized passive income option, although I think it's our most difficult revenue stream that we're going to talk about today. And that is selling products, plugins, and different add-ins that people can pay you for and then use in their Webflow site. So for example, there's this website called MemberStack, and they built this product. It's basically like a plugin that you can use inside of Webflow to just track memberships and payments in your website. So Webflow doesn't have a native way to do this, something like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee, something like that. So MemberStack has built this out for the Webflow community specifically. So you can basically pay them to add this widget inside your Webflow site. Another example of this is the company called FinSuite. They're getting into a lot of products for Webflow where they're calling them attributes, where you can do all these cool different add-ons. We talked about these a couple videos ago. And they're going to make a subscription service where you can subscribe, pay a couple bucks a month, and you get access to their attribute library that you can use as plugins or add-ins to your Webflow website whenever you need. So again, you're going to need some crazy skills to be able to pull this off. You're going to need both Webflow website development expertise and experience, and you're probably going to have to pair it with some sort of software development experience so that you can actually build these products out and sell them at scale. But if you do have this crazy skill set where you can build these products out, this is a potential gold mine over the next few years, because as the Webflow community continues to mature, these plugins, these add-ins, this is going to be the next wave of huge income potential that you can tap into. So our 5th and final revenue stream that you can set up for yourself inside of Webflow is to become a Webflow no-code consultant. Now, what does this mean? Basically, if you have experience developing websites in Webflow, if you have experience integrating Webflow with different apps, maybe using Zapier or whatever, if you have some sort of background software development experience where you can link different apps via API, things like that, and you've worked on unique solutions, unique business solutions inside Webflow, you can charge clients money, fees, retainers for you to set those processes up for them. So for example, if you have a client come to you and they need to link their newsletter app with Webflow and they want to link their subscribers automatically, you can charge them money to set that process up for them using no-code solutions, or even if you know how to code, using coding solutions. But there's about to be a burgeoning economy and need and demand for these consultants that know how to get these no-code tools to work with each other. And you can charge a lot of money for that experience. So if you've used Webflow, and you've also used Zapier, and you've also used different CRMs or different marketing tools, and you know how to bring these all together in a cohesive business workflow, you can charge a lot of money for it. And this demand is just going to explode over the next few years as Webflow continues to mature and as these other no-code solutions continue to seep into the market. So that's it, guys. Those are the 5 revenue streams that you can use to make money by using Webflow. Start off super easily with freelance work, get your feet under you, take the next natural step into agency work, continue to get better, build out a team, use the experience from those first 2 steps to then build out different templates or different plugins or add-ins or other products that you can sell to create a passive income stream for yourself. And then if you want to mix all that up together, you can become a no-code Webflow consultant. So if you enjoyed this video, please go down and smash that like button. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this in the future, consider subscribing. I also appreciate that. If you have any questions or want to tell me your story, go down in the comments. I can't wait to hear from you. And I will see you all next week. Thanks for being here. Peace.